across Richmond, Wandsworth, Merton and Lambeth. Online at riversideradio.com.
Cafécito, he is not my favorito. He's not even Papacito. He's always eating burritos. Cafécito, salsa del Rio.
Salsa del Rio on a Sunday night Cafécito, and my guest tonight, he's here. It's Graham Freeden. How are you, Graham?
Very good, and thank you for inviting me today.
It's a pleasure, Graham. Thank you for coming into the studio to us. So, Graham, we're going to be discussing about Cuba tonight. Obviously, you've been to Cuba. You're a mad fan about Cuba. What made you first off think of going to Cuba then?
Well, I've always wanted to go, and it was on my bucket list, as they say. And I've always been fascinated by the music and the people. And I wanted to go as a family, really. So that's what made us head off.
Okay. And when was this roughly then? You went to Cuba then?
We went in March 2019, so just under 4 years ago.
Okay. And where did you stay when you first went to Cuba then?
Well, we first flew out to Havana and stayed there, and stayed in the Casa, which was fabulous. And we visited lots of different places in Havana.
Did you stay with a family then?
Yeah. Okay. So I went with my wife at the time and my two children, Ben, who's here today, and Ellie. And we had a great time as a family, really. Yeah.
Oh, right, okay. So we're going to play some music, and we'll kind of jump in about Cuba and jump out with some music as well.
Brilliant.
This is from Cuba as well, by the way.
Salir a bailar, siempre me protege el ecua. Yo llamo a mi lengua buquenque y él me responde a buquenque. Viene que viene mi ecua con su tambor en su bata. El ecua Coropilla y Cuyele te va a dar la yiqui. El lengua, Anicumba Bagua, como vale oricha es. El lengua, es un santo de verdad. El lengua.
Abre y cierra los caminos, el dueño de mi destino.
El pandero de la sabana y el monte, cuando lo llamo responde.
El legua que viene legua.
El lenguaco allá, el legua.
Arriba, para abajo, para atrás en la papa, el legua coña.
El lengua, es un santo de verdad. El
Llama y responde, busquen que llegó el legua nene.
Ay, Nico Coropilla, para su gallo mamagueña.
Tabaco,
Sunday night, those Latin rhythms on Riverside Radio.
suenan los
That's Palo, Almonte. And my guest is Graham Freeden with me tonight. Graham, bit of an expert at Cuba, loves the place, loves the people. Graham, when you actually were in Cuba, did the family actually feed you? The actual family in the house? Or-
Yes.
Okay.
Some of them did, not all of them. Some of the casas offered food, but only when we went out of Havana mainly. In Havana, we used to go out to eat.
Okay. So what kind of things did you go out to eat then? Were you eating... you got a story about lobster. What happened with the lobster then?
That's a brilliant story. We were just walking around Havana.
Right.
We wanted to go somewhere a bit more with a bit of culture. So we were walking around, we couldn't find anywhere. So this young couple came up to us and they said, "What are you looking for?" So we said, "We're looking for sort of more of a local restaurant that does lobster or fish or whatever." He said, "Leave it with me." So we followed him all round the streets and we thought, where are we going? It was brilliant. And he took us into this building and it was going up onto different floors. And then we were like going into people's apartments. And in here we got to the top and it was a restaurant overlooking the area, all locals, and we had this beautiful lobster food, drinks, very reasonable, fantastic service, and the guy was just took us there. He may have got something from them, but it was really good, and it shows you the type of people they are.
Yeah, I do hear that. There are a lot of people that the locals will help you to find a good restaurant to go to, won't they?
Yeah,
which is great.
Definitely, and it's general like that, really. Another short story is we were walking back from being out and we were trying to get a cab, and you know Havana, I don't know if you've been, but it's very busy, and trying to get a cab back to the casa was horrendous. We couldn't find one. And this guy came along and he only had one leg.
So I shouldn't laugh, but yeah. Nice story.
Yeah, nice guy with his wife, and he came up, he said, "Well, don't worry, leave it with me." And he ran across the road, held a cab down for us. We got into this classic car, and that's all he wanted. He didn't want anything from us.
That was really nice, wasn't it?
Well, it was amazing, absolute amazing. Yeah,
that's how the people are, though. They're extremely friendly. They're extremely generous, with their thoughts and how they can help foreigners, and literally for nothing. They're not doing it for money. They're just doing it to help.
Exactly. They are so. That's what I felt about Cuba. It's the people, the generosity. Really nice and friendly, safe. It's really good, and that's what we found about Cuba generally. Even though there's a lot of culture there, it's the people that were terrific. Really good.
El sabor de tus labios no olvido, aunque quiera no puedo. Aunque solo fue una noche ya, yo no te dejo de pensar. Y es sencillo, algo simple, todo lo que quiero. Tropezarme contigo de nuevo. Y si tú quieres seguimos este juego, porque no se quita la marca del labial de tu boquita, lo rico de tus labios, mamacita. Hoy mi corazón lo necesita y no se quita. La huella de tus besos no se quita, la sombra de mi cara en tu carita. Por más que lo intenté, no se quita, no se quita. La cara que pusiste desnuda, te juro no tenerte no ayuda. Solo te quiero a ti nada más, no seas mala porfa y vuelve. Dame un ratico más pa' verte, pa' consentirte y complacerte. Contigo me cambió la suerte, oh, porque no se quita la marca del labial de tu boquita, lo rico de tus labios, mamacita. Hoy mi corazón lo necesita y no se quita. La huella de tu beso no se quita, la sombra de mi cara en tu carita. Por más que lo intenten, no se quita, no se quita.
That's Mark Anthony, No Se Quita. Mark is now advertising watches. Yeah, don't ask.
Southwest London, you're on Riverside.
And as it's Valentine's, you'll love this one. Mi amor para siempre. Andy Caicedo.
Te fuiste y no sabes cómo duele despertar de madrugada con tu ausencia en mi cama. Y tú te fuiste y todo me sabe a nada. Puedo tener más que antes, pero no disfruto nada. Tal vez no supe entender las señales, no pude notar que no eras feliz, que tu mirada era triste, que llorabas sola, no lo pude notar. Ay, no lo pude notar, y tu amor terminó de repente, y no lo puedo creer, pues se supone que yo era futuro y presente, tu amor para siempre. Ay, eso decías tú, mi amor para siempre, eso decías tú. Me queda mi corazón desorientado, tratando acabó. ¿Será que algún tercero me robó? No entiendo cómo sigues tu camino, cómo se te hace tan fácil, dejando en el pasado nuestro amor. Tal vez no supe entender las señales, no supe notar que no eras feliz, que tu mirada era triste, que llorabas sola, no lo pude notar. Ay, y no lo pude notar, y tu amor terminó de repente, y no lo puedo creer, pues se supone que yo era futuro y presente, tu amor para siempre. Ay, eso decías tú, mi amor para siempre. Eso decías tú, mi amor para siempre.
Terminó de repente. ¿Y qué pasó?
Ay, eso mismo me pregunto yo.
Se terminó de repente. ¿Y qué pasó?
Ay, ¿qué pasó? ¿Qué pasó?
Terminó.
Una sentencia sin proceso, sin tutela, sin lugar a defenderme.
¿Qué pasó?
A mí me invade la tristeza. ¿En qué momento nuestro amor murió?
Se terminó de repente. ¿Y qué pasó?
Solo pa' mí fue de repente.
Se terminó de repente.
Yo creo que tú ya venías dejándome lentamente.
Eso me decía.
Eso decía
Era para siempre.
tú, el amor de mi vida.
Me decías.
No sabes cuánto te
Era
quería,
para siempre.
no sabes cuánto vida mía.
Me decías.
A veces en el amor
Para
somos
siempre.
felices y no lo sabemos.
Me decías.
Por andar mirando lo ajeno,
Para siempre.
no somos conformes con lo que tenemos.
No me llames.
Y si yo te llamo,
Déjame en visto.
ay, por favor,
Y no me llames.
contigo soy débil y lo sabes.
Déjame en visto.
Puedo caer, no quiero caer.
No me
Y
llames.
si la vida nos hiciera encontrar, y si tu mirada
Mi amor para siempre. Convert that to English. My love forever. Andy Caicedo. Now, Graham's thinking, oh, more love songs? Yes, Graham, more love songs. Right, Graham, as it's going to be Valentine's on Tuesday,
Is it? Oh, yeah.
what a romantic he is. As it's going to be Valentine's on Tuesday, Graham, I think it would be quite nice if we kind of rang your other half just to say, hello, how are you? I'm missing you. The bucket's on the side, by the way. Yeah, and just give her a quick call
Okay.
and see, just have a little chat with Robbie and see how she is. So call her now and put on, yeah, that's it. Call her now and see if she'll pick up, hopefully. Let's have a listen. It's ringing. Be romantic, Graham. Don't forget. Ooh, that doesn't sound good. Do you think she realises you're going to call her and put her on the
Yeah.
air? I think she's kind of thinking.
Welcome to
there
the
you go.
EE voicemail. I'm sorry,
I'll
but
tell you
the
what,
person
just leave her a
called
message.
is not available. Please leave your message after the tone.
Hi,
After
Robbie.
you've finished your
Hang on,
message,
hang on.
just hang up. Or to hear more options, please press 1.
Hi, Robbie. This to say we're on air and looking forward to our day on Tuesday when we're going to the opera and out to eat. Look forward to seeing you then. Bye.
That was nice and sweet. You are romantic.
Ozuna, quiero viajar con mi novia, pero yo no puedo, no tengo dinero. Y a la pela la llevé, una cerveza ya se dio, en mar chiquita me enchulé, con el beso que me dio, no te voy a engañar, soy un pobre diablo, no tengo pa' gastar, pero es de gratis mi amor. Y a la pela la llevé, una cerveza amor no tiene precio y esos ojos que me encantan más que la criptomoneda. Apunta lo que te deba, te doy todo lo que yo tengo. Y a la perla la llevé una cerveza, ella se dio. En mar chiquita me enchulé con el beso que me dio. No te voy a engañar, yo soy un pobre diablo. Yo no tengo para gastar, pero este gratis mi amor. Y a la perla la llevé una cerveza, ella se dio. En mar chiquita me enchulé con el beso que me dio. No te voy a engañar, yo soy un pobre diablo. Yo no tengo para gastar, pero este gratis mi amor. Pobre diablo, ese momento no puedo olvidarlo. No tengo pa' costear tu cuerpo, pero pa' quererte eso no es necesario, necesario. Pobre diablo, ese momento no puedo olvidarlo. No tengo pa' costear tu cuerpo, pero pa' quererte eso no es necesario, necesario. Cuando tú estás conmigo, me siento millonario. Se me llena el bolsillo cuando beso tus labios. Cuando tú estás conmigo, me siento millonario. Se me llena el bolsillo cuando beso tus labios. Pedro Capó, Ozuna, baby, yeah.
Does that remind you of summer? It's around the corner. How many months now we got? another 4 months, we'll be fine. Ozuna and Pedro Capa, Mar Chiquita.
Ask your smart speaker to play Riverside Radio.
Wavelength is a charity which fights loneliness across the UK by giving digital technology to those who are lonely, isolated and vulnerable. We give radios, tablets and TVs to those in need to keep them connected to the outside world, friends and family. We constantly receive feedback on how this technology can act as a friend or companion in a silent room. To join the fight against loneliness, please donate today by visiting wavelength.org.uk/donate. You can make a difference today.
Thanks for tuning in to your local community radio station. We're one of 250 similar stations across the UK, each one serving a specific area every day of the year. And when you advertise your business on community radio, you're talking to people round here, and your money stays round here too, helping us to continue broadcasting. Find out more through the radio station website and keep listening to hear more of what makes us unique. Community radio, we're all about here.
BrandCube are expert providers of branded merchandise and e-promotions. From power banks and wireless phone chargers to stylish designed pens and smart apparel, BrandCube delivers desirable products for your customers and you. Why not engage your customers with a digital promotion or streamline your procurement with a corporate e-store? BrandCube provides the service you need and deserve. And if you mention Riverside Radio, we'll apply a 15% discount. Visit us online at brandcube.com, but make sure to spell cube with a K. Brandcube.com, the future of promotional merchandise.
Niñas, no puedo vivir sin mi cafecito.
Samuel.
No pretendo hacer un cuento ni decir que me atormento. Solo quiero que comprendas que te quiero y que no puedo. No pretendo hacer la historia, tú la sabes de memoria. Solo quiero que comprendas que te quiero y que no puedo. Y este amor que se muere, porque tú no comprendes, no, 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 lo que es quererte tanto.
two of the massive groups from Cuba. Michael Blanco and su Salsa Mayor, featuring Los Ban Ban. Este amor que se mueve. Now, Graham, I think I've heard you're a bit of a dancer yourself.
Well, I wouldn't go as far as that, actually.
I've heard you do the robot very well. Is that true?
I'm
You've got your own style.
Expert on robot dancing.
Okay.
Yeah.
We'll have to get you into salsa dancing, to be honest. Yeah,
I'd love to.
Yeah? I think it'll be nice, actually. I think, especially for Valentine's, you could take along your other half to one of the salsa classes. I think you'd enjoy it, to be honest. They do say salsa is great for making new friends, a night out, and sometimes not for you, by the way, getting a new relationship. It's so good. I mean, it's amazing for people to be doing.
No, I agree, definitely, because I've done it a bit, and I do want to get into the dancing side of things because I love the music.
Yeah. And also, I think it keeps us young as well, to be fair.
Exactly, yeah.
Graham, so obviously when you were in Cuba, obviously you went on some of the cars and that, and some of the classic cars they have out there. I know some of the cars in Cuba, I mean, how old are they? About 40 years old or more?
Maybe more. I think they're 50s and 60s years old, from the 50s and 60s. What's amazing is they've had fabulous cars, but even the taxi drivers that own them, they're passed down through the family. So anyone that's a taxi driver is normally the most well-paid person in Cuba because they've got the car and it stays with the family.
So it's basically handed down from grandfather to father to son.
Exactly, that's what we was told. We went out with quite a few older people. They took us round, and really good characters, and that's what they do. But some of the cars are fabulous. They're really.
Did they actually open up the bonnet and show you what's underneath the hood, sort of thing?
They did, but they showed us all around the car. But their cars, if you touch it, they're like really. It's a big part of their life,
right.
So yeah, fabulous. And we went on an open top one as well, convertible one round Havana. They took us round.
So how much did that cost you then to go?
I can't remember the cost actually.
Okay. Was it expensive, do you think, or was it?
It wasn't cheap, but it wasn't expensive in our costs here, in the UK.
What was the journey then? Was it just around Havana, or was it just the Malecon, the seaside?
Well, when we went in the convertible classic car, they was just around Havana. Then they took us to this cigar shop, and we bought Havana rum. So we bought Havana rum and cigars at this shop. They stop everyone there, and they took us around Havana, which was great. But other times we had taxis to take us from one area to the next on long journeys, and they were brilliant.
So where are some of the places you've been to in Cuba then? You've been around, you've done the whole tour, haven't you, of the island?
Yeah, well, half of it. I'd like to go to the other part. We went to obviously Havana, Vinales, Cienfuegos, and Trinidad, which is a fabulous place.
Why is that then? What's the special
the character? It was fabulous. I mean, the first night we got there, we couldn't believe it because it was such high curbstones, and they were so high. And we thought, why are they? But an hour later, the rain came, and we realised why they were so high. It was like a river. But amazing place, Trinidad. Amazing. The music in the streets, and it's fabulous.
Right.
We also went to Cienfuegos. That was a nice coastal place with fish and seafood.
Did you do any fishing there?
No.
Okay.
Didn't get a chance.
Just eating.
Really. Just eating the fish. And we did go to at the end of the holiday to Varadero, which is more of a commercial for like the last 4 or 5 days for like relaxing, but we didn't like it because we liked the culture of the rest of the places.
Right. So did you find that was more for if you wanted to get a tan sort of thing on the beach?
Yeah, it's like an all-inclusive, and it wasn't for us because I like the culture of Cuba and staying in the casas, and they treat you so well. It's like you're in their home, but they treat you like one of the family, and it's fabulous, I mean, it's not lavish, but some of them are better than others, but they are very clean and they're really good. So
what made you go to one of the casas instead of going to one of the hotels then? Did you feel...
Because we wanted the feel of being in Cuba, and where we booked it through, it was a Cuban company, so we got it tailored to what we wanted it to do. Which was fabulous, and I'd recommend anyone to go to Cuba, use the casas, because they can treat you and you get the feel of Cuba, really. Yeah, it's brilliant.
No me abandones así, hablando sola de ti. Ven y devuélveme a fin la sonrisa que se fue. Una vez más, toca tu piel y juntos suspirar. Recuperemos lo que se ha perdido. Regresa a mí, quédeme otra vez. Borra el dolor que el te me dio cuando te separaste de mí. Dime que sí, ya no quiero llorar. Regresa a mí. No puedo olvidar. Tráeme el amor que se fue. Tráeme a la dicha también. Quiero que vengas a mí y me vuelvas a querer. No puedo más si tú no estás. Tienes que llegar. Mi vida se apaga sin ti a mi lado. Regresa a mí, quiéreme otra vez. Borra el dolor que el te me dio cuando te separaste de mí. Dime que sí, ya no quiero llorar. Regresa a mí. No me abandones así, hablando sola de ti. Devuélveme la pasión de tus brazos. Regresa a mí, quédeme otra vez. Borra el dolor que te me dio cuando te separaste de mí. Dime que sí, que no quiero llorar. Regresa a mí, oh baby, y dime que me quieres. Regresa a mí, mi vida, sin ti sé que no puedo, no. No puedo más.
Classic song from Tony Braxton, Unbreak My Heart, the Spanish version. Now guys, remember, Tuesday's a day, if you've forgotten to get some flowers, your local petrol station will put up a bunch there as well. Sorry, bad joke. Graham, right. We're going to discuss something else now. Yep.
Yeah.
Now, you've got a story about the bakers. I mean, Ben, you're with your dad now. Tell us about this story about the bakers. What happened with the bakers then?
Well, it's quite an interesting one, actually. So I did a bit of research before we went to Cuba and found out about this Cuban chef called Alberto Gonzalez. And basically he moved to Europe when he was quite young and ended up getting a Michelin star. So very, very established chef. Moved back to Havana, opened up a bakery. And we thought we'd go visit. So we went along. It was in the afternoon, and what had happened was we turned up and he had nothing left, basically, because everything had been sold. But really nice guy he was, and he sat us down and he asked us to get a drink and stuff. So we sat down and had a drink. He ended up bringing out an array of bread that he'd freshly baked, along with some cheese and some different meats and things to eat with it. And I've got to say, this bread was incredible. So it was just... a great experience, and again, just shows you what they're like in Cuba.
Exactly.
Everyone, really.
I mean, he went out of his way, didn't he?
Precisely.
Just to help you out.
Exactly, and I've got to say, if you're ever in Havana, go visit, because the bread there was incredible.
That's so nice to hear that, isn't it? It's so nice when people give their warmth and they just say, you know what, I want to go home, but I'm going to stay here. I'm going to help you out. Here you are. Try and enslave all these different dishes. It's just fantastic. Wow.
Ay, nochecita, tú que conoces mis angustias y mis penas. Ay, nochecita, dime si ella me quiere como yo a ella. Le he entregado el corazón, mi alma entera. Quiero pasar toda mi vida junto a ella. Ruego a la Virgencita nunca me falte, y que yo con mi locura nunca le fallé. Ay, nochecita, cuídala con tu nobleza, ilumínala con tus estrellas. Ay, nochecita, júrame que estarás siempre, siempre a mi lado. Quiero pasar toda mi vida junto a ella. Ruego a la Virgencita nunca me falte, y que yo con mi locura nunca le fallé.
Maite Hontelli, Nochecita. I get a theme here. A bit of Cuban music, a bit of Graham talking about Cuba. This show isn't planned, by the way. It's Salsa de Rio on a Sunday night, Cafécito, joined by Graham Freeden. Graham, we forgot to ask, what do you do for a living? Are you one of these guys who just goes on holiday every year or something?
That would be lovely. That was the plan, actually, but it didn't work out completely like that.
So what are you up to at the moment then? What do you do?
I'm an insurance broker.
Okay.
Yeah, so I've done that for a long time. So, yeah, it's good fun. I work for a good company, so, yeah, it's good.
And so, when you went to Cuba then, obviously insurance-wise then, did you use your own insurance or did you get some specific insurance for Cuba then?
No, there's normal travel insurance. That's all we needed, really.
Right, okay. And how long have you been doing this then? You said, how many decades have you been doing this?
Probably just under 3 decades.
Okay.
Yeah.
That makes you 22. No, yeah, okay, right.
Yeah, I'm 24.
And what do you do to pass the time then? What's your hobbies then?
Well, it's I like sport. I do. I'm a passionate West Ham fan.
Well, someone's got to be.
Well, there's not many of us about. No, there's a lot of us about. And go to. We're season ticket holders, so we go to that. A lot of friends and family, and like going out to eat and drink. And I'm going to start salsa again, so
nice.
Hopefully do that. But generally, just spend time with family and friends.
Okay.
Yeah.
And what does the other half like to do then? Come on, give us a goss. Does she like to go to restaurants or cinema or the opera? What's her favourite thing to do then?
She likes to do all that. We do all of that, actually.
Deep pockets, Graham.
So, yeah. No, she likes all that. So we do nice. Go out to eat. We've got a lot of friends and family. So
you mentioned about the opera. What are you going to go and see then?
We're going to see Carmen.
Nice.
I've not been. It's another thing on my bucket list. So I wanted to see the opera. So we're going.
Are you going actually on the Tuesday or another
Tuesday?
One? You're going on Valentine's.
Exactly. Yeah.
So you must have prepared this quite some time ago then.
Well, it was prepared for me actually.
Yes, I understand that. Yes, yeah. The ladies do, don't they? Prepare everything for us.
Well ahead of the game.
Yes.
Esta noche voy a desestresarme, voy a relajarme, voy a partir contigo. Será una noche mágica y de fiesta, una noche larga hasta que amanezca. Vamos a ser los dueños de la luna, del cielo y las estrellas, pero que la farándula sea testigo. ¡Yala! ¡Dale tumbo! Oye mami, decide, ¿te quedas o te vas conmigo? Escucha mami lo que yo te digo.
Que la farándula sea testigo.
Recoge tus mantules que te vas conmigo.
Que la farándula sea testigo.
Ya tengo los pasajes, decide tu destino.
Que la farándula sea testigo.
Quiero gastarme 1 millón contigo.
Que la farándula sea testigo.
Metale, toquen divino.
Que la farándula sea testigo.
Que yo voy a invitar a mis amigos.
Que la farándula sea testigo.
Oye Limonta, yo te lo digo.
Que la farándula sea testigo. Que la farándula sea testigo.
A mí me gusta tener y que la mía tenga. Mi monta pa' salir pa' la calle, tú sabes, y formar la contienda. Y digo, mira, ahora tú dices que yo digo que tú. Pongámonos de acuerdo, Lulú. Pongámonos de acuerdo, mami, pa' que no se apague la luz. Que
ahora tú dices que yo digo que tú. Pongámonos de acuerdo, Lulú.
¿Quién paga? No, ¿quién paga? Tú.
Ahora tú dices que yo digo que tú. Pongámonos de acuerdo, Lulú.
Oye, Limonta, la primera ronda la pongo yo, la segunda ronda la pones tú.
Ahora tú dices que yo pongámonos de acuerdo, Lulú.
Ya, qué rico.
Pero pongámonos de acuerdo, Lulú.
Qué bien me siento con este mojito.
Pongámonos de acuerdo, Lulú.
Dije tú.
Pero pongámonos de acuerdo, Lulú.
Ay, que canto yo.
Pero pongámonos de acuerdo.
Y ahora es que la farándula me llama. Yeah, como me llama.
La Frandula Mi Llama. Azúcar Negra. Well, that's it from me for tonight. Thank you to Graham coming in the studio. Graham, first time on the radio?
First time on the radio.
How was it? Was it painful or was it all right?
Not painful at all. It's a pleasure to come here and talk about Cuba.
Yeah, thank you very much, Graham. All
Thank
the
you.
best. And all the best in the insurance world, by the way.
Oh, thank you very much.
That's it from me. Have us a great week. I'll catch you next Sunday from 6.